What's good, Washington Commanders fans? So, you know what it is. I ain't even gonna tell you, I ain't even tell you, I ain't even explain to you. You already smell what it is. So, the Washington Commanders finally, after all these years, address the linebacker situation. Yes, we already know that we signed Lovey from Carolina yesterday. And today, we thought, a lot of us thought we was going to get Patrick Queen, but Bobby Wagner was sitting out there saying, nah, I ain't coming back to Seattle. I ain't in their plans. Guess what? Bobby Wagner is now a Washington Commander. Adam Peters, Josh Harris, Dan Quinn, and the staff, they have been cooking since the first day of legal tampering, the second day of legal tampering, the first full day of free agency. They have now, Adam Peters has now signed 13 free agents and re-signed 2 of their own. Only 2 of our own are signed, re-signed, and that is Jeremy Reaves and Jamison, who we picked up last season. So, Bobby Wagner, much needed. He been there with Dan Quinn through the Legion of Boom days. It's only right. Katrina. It's only right that he comes back. It's only right that he comes back. He definitely needed this guy here. A Mike linebacker, somebody that takes command of the defense, put guys in position, show guys that where they need to be, make certain plays, put people in position, call out signals. That's what we've been missing. We haven't had that since. London Fletcher. This linebacker crew could be probably top 5 best in the league. If you look at how Adam Peters is constructing this team, picking certain guys here and there. So with that being said, the Washington Commanders brought in Bobby Wagner on a 1-year deal. 1-year deal for $8.5 million with 6 of it guaranteed. Bobby Wagner is going to show these guys what it is to play for Dan Quinn. Now we already know that Dante and Dante Fowler, all of them played for him in Dallas. Then having somebody with more experience as Bobby Wagner, that's going to help improve a guy like Jamin Davis. You know what I'm saying? Having Jamin Davis, learn from these guys and showing what they're. Jamin Davis' ceiling is going to be exceptional. And then you probably would say, well, hey, that pick wasn't wasted after all when Ron Rivera picked him a few years ago. Because the thing about it is, Jamin Davis has a whole lot of upsides. And he's not a bad talent coming out of Kentucky. But Alan Peters is showing you how to run an organization. Like I told people recently, we still have not tapped into our cap space. Still $73 million that we have. By the time the draft comes, by the time we sign a little bit more people, because we still have more needs with this team. But now you don't address the defensive end spots. You already addressed the linebackers. Now it's time to address tomorrow. Most likely you will be looking at safety and cornerback. So you sign them, you belt them in, boom, your defense is well rounded out. You just have to add depth in the draft. Then you look at the offensive side of the ball. You already brought a couple of offensive linemen in, a center and another offensive lineman. And then you got a tight end. You re-sign the special teams and everything like that. So with that being said, is that the Washington Commanders are going to be competitive going into this season. So I think that it's going to be phenomenal to see this team constructed the way it needs to be constructed. I mean, it's been 30-something odd years, but we all getting excited. But just remember, this is totally different. This excitement is totally different than the excitement that we had last year, because we didn't make no moves. We got money to move, and like I said again, think about this, because I will say this. I will be going live with a group of my friends. We're going to talk in depth more about the free agent situation, and I'm going to do a weekend recap of everything and break down what it means going forward and more needs that this team looking for. So now that we have a guy like Bobby Wagner here, what is going to mean for this team? Well, Bobby Wagner, how impressive is he? Okay, let me tell you. 9-time Pro Bowl, 4-time second Pro All-Pro, second team All-Pro, 6-time first team All-Pro, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. Guess what? Bobby Wagner will be in the Hall of Fame. That's what you got. You got a potential Hall of Fame linebacker. Yeah, he's 33. Don't really mean nothing. But guess what? Last year, he had over 180 tackles at the age of 33. Now, he might not be as fast as, he's been. So, but at the same time, the fact is that he led the NFL in tackles in 3 different seasons. That goes to show how important Bobby Wagner is to a team, especially when you have a defense in general that's going to make sure that guys in spot. And guess what? Communication is very key, because if you look at our linebackers and the communication with the secondary will not be playing as often as they played last year. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have a guy that's going to communicate. He's going to communicate with the linemen, the defensive ends, check it off or whatever it is. It's going to be beautiful, because then you got a guy that will come in. He's seen every quarterback, how they do certain things. He's going to be able to call out certain things, put guys in position. This is what the experience of Bobby Wagner is going to do for a franchise like a Washington Commander. Set the tone, bring culture, bring discipline. You got to think about it. His leadership is going to be, because guess what? Dan Quinn is going to lead on him for his leadership, because he's familiar with Dan Quinn. He's going to know what Dan Quinn likes. He's going to be able to go out there and execute that in excellent fashion. Like I said, he will be the leader of the defense. For point blank, period. His credentials speak for itself. There's nothing else to say. Ian Rappaport, quote unquote, reported, the premier Pro Bowler and All-Pro Bobby Wagner is signing with the Commanders. Yes, 1-year deal, max 8.5. Deal incentives include $6 million guaranteed. Dan Quinn was with Wagner a decade ago in Seattle. Now they're back together. And guess what? Ken Norton Jr., same thing. They was there together. Now they're here in Washington. They're bringing that old school mentality and the new school flavor to the Washington Commanders. You know what I'm saying? You bring in Dan Quinn, bringing what he learned from Seattle, Dallas, and Atlanta into Washington. So therefore, nothing is going to be exceptional. Now, Bobby Wagner, statistical stats per Pro Football Focus says that in 2023, Bobby Wagner had a 91-point run defense grade, second among linebackers. At the age of 33, Bobby Wagner has a 91.5 run defense grade. No other linebacker had that. He's second. He was second. None of our linebackers even sniffed that. Then he had 48 run stops. 48 run stops. Second in the NFL. And guess what? Teams in the NFC likes to run the ball. Cowboys, Giants, Philly. You know what I'm saying? Seattle. You will have Tampa. You will have Atlanta. You will have all these teams that like to run the ball. You need a guy like that. Then he had a grade of 82.4 in that time. So 11-year career, 1 year with the Rams, because he was supposed to play that year, but he went back to Seattle. So almost a 12-year career. And if he can bring that experience over for the Washington Commanders, he's going to solidify. And if he helps Dan Quinn get this team to deep into the playoffs or even a Super Bowl, that's just going to make his resume even more prolific. But it's a 1-year deal. So what can he do in a 1-year deal? Who knows? He might, Dan Quinn might say, hey, we'll bring him back. We sign him back for another year. You never know, because he's probably going to show as he's going to be more important than it is. So, yeah. But all in all, this is a good sign. This is where the Washington Commanders needed to be. And I think it's only up from here. Now, also on the front, Washington did resign Jamison, who came in and stepped in last year. So, and he showed James Corrado. He has some. We brought him from special teams because we ain't had no punt returner. So most likely he's going to contribute to that, and he might help out in the offense here and there in some occasions. But you want to bring a guy that has experience and stability. So I'm not mad about bringing Crowder back. Not at all. I'm not mad about bringing him back at all. And also another special teamer who made the first Pro Bowl a couple of years ago, Jeremy Reaves, which I like Jeremy Reaves a lot. I'm glad that we was able to keep him. I'm glad we was able to keep Jeremy Reaves and bringing Jeremy Reaves back and making sure that he stays with this team. So that's two potential re-signs that this team has. Now you still got guys like Curtis Samuels out there, Cam Curl out there. They could be back, before the end of this week. Mike Williams is out there now. That's another receiver you could get if you was to get pick up Mike Williams. I don't think Curtis Samuels comes back. That's just my opinion. But we have to see. But nevertheless, signing with Bobby Wagner is really good. It's really good. It's really special. It's really what the Commanders need. And having him, Love and Jamin Davis back there, oh my God, this linebacker core is going to be exceptional. And then if we fill out the safety and the cornerback, so yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But like I said, Adam Peters ain't done yet. This is just day 3. We got 2 more days to go, Thursday and Friday. And I'm sure we're going to have some more surprises within the next 2 days. So you should stay locked and loaded. And also, do me a favor. Come on. Subscribe to Livewire Sports Media, man. I got you. If anybody else don't have you, I have you. You know what I'm saying? Check me out. I'm dropping articles. I'm dropping podcast links. I'm dropping videos. I'm dropping information for y'all guys. So I'm trying to stay on top of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking time from my other sports outs, before I dive into them to bring you that Commanders news. So therefore, hit that likes, comment, subscribe. Until then, Livewire, I'm out.